Hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, bringing you my first league match with Hydra Tribal. Looks like a Shivan Devastator Tron that will mulligan. It's unfortunate. Here we have the two lands. Okay, well we'll keep this. Hardened Scales is good. We can get the Plukranos if we draw another land. I wonder if we end up having to put this Goldvein Hydra. We'll put Mistcutter. I mean, we might be up against a blue deck and regret that, but we don't know, so Goldvein has our biggest upside against the field, I think. Anyway, this is my, well, it's not my turn. Oh, well, at least we're going to draw our 7th card. This is my Gruul Hydra deck, featuring Goldvein Hydra, Plukranos, and we're getting griefed on turn 1. Alright. They mull to 6 to do this. We'll see how many cards they take and what they want to take. So right out the gates, we're up against Scam. We didn't run into this in our practice matches, and I knew that that was because they were in the free zone in part, although you do play Scam enough in the free zone. We don't even have the red source to cast a lightning bolt should we draw it, so this game may already be over. Let's see what they take next. I mean, there's a lot of upside to our hand, but I don't know if we'll be able to get out of this double Thoughtseize on turn 1 after mulling to 6. Well, Stomp, this guy's out of range of that, unfortunately, so we'll just run out of Forest and pass the turn. Anyway, this is my Gruul Hydra's deck featuring Goldvein Hydra, Plukranos Reborn is 2 of, Mistcutter Hydra we saw put to the bottom, and Shivan Devastator we saw 3 of in our opening hand that we had to mulligan. So those are the 3 Hydras. We are using Utopia Sprawl as our ramp, plus Hardened Scales and the Ozolith. And then hopefully we'll hit a red source and at least have a chance in this game. Right now we're just drawing dead. Or not drawing, well, just really behind here if we don't hit a red source to stomp this Dolthy Voidwalker. Our opponent's down to 2 cards, so we kind of need to find, there's our red source. If we can find a couple answers, or yeah, a couple answers to stabilize, our opponent's down to 2 life. Or sorry, down to 2 cards. It's the first match I played in a couple days, you can tell, and I'm also just first match of the morning. Opponent's down to 3 cards. They didn't have to mull far to get to their grief shenanigans, but hopefully they won't draw any more action. Or they'll just dash in a Ragavan. Hey, that's okay too. So opponents get it and living their dream, hitting it all. We did hit the red source on time. If we, no matter what, we can get this Plukranos down, it looks like. And it won't block. There's a Stomp. So we can hold up the Stomp to kill the Ragavan. Or we can play the Plukranos and take another hit from grief and trust that they don't have a fatal push. Seems like that is probably not very likely. We could also just run out Bone Crusher Giant to have as a blocker for Ragavan. Yeah, I mean, we're running out of time, that's for sure. Alright, well, name Hydra. And I think we're going to, I feel like no matter what we play is going to die to a fatal push, to be honest. They haven't played a single kill spell. Do they have it all? Probably, based on their draw so far. This does die to Lightning Bolt, which I guess is another reason to run out the Plukranos over the Bone Crusher Giant. I feel like we know they're going to go with the 4 cards. One's a Ragavan, one's probably a kill spell. They haven't made a land drop. We'll see. We're on a fast clock if we don't draw a Lightning Bolt, and they probably have another way to keep their things alive, knowing this deck and the way this game is started. No, I would not like to block. So now we're down to such a low life total that yeah, they can cast a Ragavan. Hopefully they'll, and then in their world, draw a bolt or something, hit us, bolt us. Unfortunately, we can't stomp and stay alive. We can, however, make a little mini Goldvein Hydra. Get in some damage. Force their hand a little bit. Everything dies to Fatal Push. So I think we're going to play a Plukernos that they know about. And hopefully they've been running so hot. Maybe they'll go cold and they don't have a kill spell and they don't have a lightning bolt, and we can start take 2, double block the grief. They'll probably have another one of their not dead after alls. Here comes a kill spell, it looks like, and we will probably be scooping it up. Yep. Alright, well that's what Scam can do to you. Double Thoughtseize followed by an extremely good hand from our opponent. We were close to stabilizing, assuming our opponent didn't have anything else in hand. We were able to finally commit enough to the board to block this turn 1 4-3. There's nothing wrong with that, Wizards. Nothing wrong at all. Alright, so we can Veil of Summer. Since we're on the play, we can bring in Brotherhood's End as a sweeper. I'm not sure how much it's worth it, to be honest. Take out Hardened Scales. We like our ramp package. I mean, everything dies to Fatal Push, so I don't necessarily want to go down any of our big threats. Take out an Ozolith. Maybe take out 1 Sprawl. Brotherhood's End does clean up a board, but being on the play, I don't know if I don't really know if I want to take that line. And also, they have ways to keep their dudes alive through dying. That would be a blowout if we have a board. Alright, well, that's what Scam can do. Unsurprising there that they were off with a start like that and a hand that followed. I mean, they had turn 1 Grief after a Multi 6, right? Then Dolthy Void Rocker on turn 2. Then Ragavan to dash in. We drew well enough to make it a game there for a minute, but our opponent just didn't draw lands. They drew action and they had the answers. I mean, double Thoughtseize into some of Modern's best threats into some removal. That is a recipe for success. If that had been a lightning bolt off the top instead of a Bone Crusher Giant, we would have still been taking some damage to Dolthy, but we drew the second Bone Crusher. Yeah, I mean, that's just the way Magic goes. So anyway, this Hydra deck, you can see the deck right now as we wait on our opponent to decide what they want to bring in against our fun deck here. It's I haven't done the math on it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's close to budget outside of maybe the sideboard and the Beseju, which is really expensive. Alright, well, we have some of our best cards. We don't have a way to stop a turn 1 double grief, but we do have some redundancy with the Ozolith out. That's going to make any of our threats that die, the next threats come back bigger. So let's see if this isn't going to be a good enough hand to erase what Scam's up to. Do they just want to start with 7 and not have their Scam? Are they going to have their Scam with 7? We will find out. I always love it when your Scam opponent keeps a 7 like that. Is this game over before it starts, essentially? Alright, we'll play the Ozolith. If they have the double Scam, we'll be sad. If they have some form of Scam, or if they have some sort of hand disruption, we have some redundancy. But yeah, we are very weak to Fatal Push. Here's the Thoughtseize. I would probably take this Goldvein Hydra given what's in our hand. We can double Hardened Scales though. That might be scary enough for our opponent to. But you know what? I mean, they have Fatal Push, right? They have other ways of hand disruption. They can take our finishers and we can have all the support pieces in the world and just be living off the top of our deck, which is probably what's about to happen. Alright, Shivan Devastator is a beautiful draw. An opponent took the right line, I think, taking our biggest threat, letting us commit our finishers to the board, but trusting that their hand disruption can get to can answer our threats before we can deploy them. So next turn we'll have a mini Hydra. If we draw a land, the 4/4 is not bad. Another Thoughtseize. Yep. I love playing against this type of deck. That's one reason. I mean, it's fun playing in the free zone because you don't just run into constantly the same strategies over and over again. And yeah, I do want to test out my janky builds against the top tier decks, like this one. But you know, the fun is just sucked right out of you when you end up with double Thoughtseize, either from Grief Scam or just straight up double Thoughtseize. Did they miss a land drop? Why would they miss a land drop? We'll see. We'll probably see a Lightning Bolt or Fatal Push coming off here. But we're going to run out this mini Mistcutter because we have the Ozolith. So no matter what, it comes down as a 3/3. Getting some damage to our Thoughtseizing opponent. Lightning Bolt's nice. Whatever they kill, the next threat grows bigger. So that the Ozolith hopefully will carry us through this game. And our opponent won't end up just Inquisition into Ragavan here or something like that. Dashed. We also would hate to see a Shieldred. That's not coming yet, but looks like Fable maybe was coming. Yep, alright. So another land, we can bolt the token. Another land would be nice. Just to continue our board so that the next Hydra is even bigger. That was good for us. The question is, do we want to deploy this land? If we draw a land, we can't play both. You know, I'm not sure. Right now, this might draw out another Thoughtseize from our opponent, since we're all missing land drops. If we draw action, we play the land, cast the action. Opponent desperately looking for a Fatal Push, I imagine. Will our mini Mistcutter Hydra get there? Will we top deck? If it does get killed, will we top deck and answer? We've already seen 2 of our finishers hit the graveyard. This is Shieldred mana coming down. Yeah, that looks like a Shieldred. Opponent again just finding all the best cards against us. This could be this might just be a kill spell. Shieldred is scary because we don't have the mana to make our Hydras big enough to fight through it. We don't have the type of kill spells that can just 1-for-1 it. And it gains them life and undoes a lot of the work we've done so far. Alright, this is just going to be a Kroxa. So we are going to get a little bit punished for holding on to this land. And just a Kroxa is not, you know, obviously we're not very happy about that either, but it doesn't gain them life. It is a very fast clock. So what is it that we would want right now? I mean, obviously, a Shivan Devastator would be our best draw. Shivan Devastator into Lightning Bolt. Pelucranos. We should have played that land. We're getting max punished for our greed. And we're going to lose the Pelucranos now. Yeah, our strategy of playing a land and assuming that it would not... yeah, I mean, the one of Kroxa got us. That's just... Maybe they brought in another from the sideboard, but... Not playing that land there is coming back to haunt us, because if we had played it, we would have taken the same amount of damage, played a Pelucranos this turn, had lethal on board so that they couldn't just start attacking willy-nilly with their Pelucranos. However, I mean, I still don't necessarily think it was the wrong play. I think we're just getting punished for the line we're taking, the line we took, that we should have just gone ahead and played that land. But hey, Modern is a game of inches sometimes. Especially when you're playing a deck like ours. Alright, well, it looks like we're probably going to be dead. Yeah, no, yeah. Would it have mattered? Wow, opponent just has it all again. Alright, good on you, opponent. Good on you. Yeah, I mean, playing the land, we would have the Pelucranos down. We still couldn't double block Shadow, though. So we kind of raced for a second there. We had him in range with a couple better draws, maybe in obviously a different line. We would have the Plukernos down. We could have double blocked the Croxa, and then we would have been up to 13, looking to basically we'd be taking 9, so we'd be on a 2-turn clock. And our opponent, though, we would have been able to swing back for 3. Yeah, I don't know. It would have been a much closer race had I not held on to that land and not gotten max punished. But anyway, Scam doing Scam things. Opponent having literally all the cards in games 1 and games 2. And our Hydras just can't keep up with that kind of draw and that kind of value out of these cards. So anyway, we'll get them next time. For CyclesGaming.com, this is Johnny Cycles. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Yeah, a bunch of lands. We obviously didn't take the right play with the land. In hindsight's 2020. And given what was in our opponent's hand and what we were drawing, I'm not sure it would have mattered. It would have been a close thing, though. All right, I'll catch y'all on the next one. This has been another edition of Keeping Modern Janky with Johnny Cycles. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out my website, cyclesgaming.com, for original Magic the Gathering content. You can read about my Commander decks or my Janky Modern brews. My latest article is about the Zombie Precon and its effect on Commander. I give you a couple different deck lists. If you're interested in a science fiction/fantasy novel, be sure to check out my book, The Podcon. I'm publishing it serially, a couple chapters every month. Again, thanks for watching. Check me out on YouTube, Johnny Cycles. Click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.